It's gonna be tough. Oh no, go.
No. Okay.
Yeah, let's go. Did you get anything out of it that you were previously looking for?
Yeah, I'm certainly not done with it, or should I say it's not done with me, but shaman dog, come on.
It doesn't want to move.
Are you going to be able to cut this to make this less of a disaster?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't think I'm going to go sort of in detail into the visions and experiences I had. Before coming here, I had heard a million and one stories, and it is helpful to an extent, but if you're coming here, you've got to realize it's not going to be any one of those stories that you've heard that you experience. It's going to be something unique to you, and it's not going to be what you expect either, but it is going to be what is most beneficial to you. The medicine is loves ruthlessly, which means it breaks you down to build you back up. I think I was probably one of the extreme cases last night. I had a really hard time, but coming out of it, it's like a rebirth, and you just don't see the world the same way again, and it's utterly amazing. Well, I'll start with the purging, the throwing up. That, for some people, can be very violent. You sort of hear them scream as they throw up. It's really quite something to listen to, especially when you're deep in the ceremony. But for me, the purging wasn't too violent, and it all just came out very easily. And when it came out, I pretty much knew exactly what it was, and I was glad it was out of me. And that is one thing you'll realize if it happens to you, is that you are getting something out of you that really does need to come out of you.
And does it feel like it's just the body trying to react to the medicine in like, this is toxic, it shouldn't be in here kind of way? Or do you not even notice that until you go through something?
If that is the body trying to purge the itself and get you sober, it's not very clever, because you're still, you can throw up twice as much as you thought you ever possibly could, and several hours later you'll still be deep in ceremony. As for the for the shitting the pants, couldn't think of a better way to phrase that. Yeah. Doesn't seem to be a common thing. I don't know if anyone did last night.
I don't think so.
And we're talking about a group of...
Someone said 70, then someone said 60.
Yeah, it's a big sort of room, and there were people outside as well. And there's about 5 what would either be called shamans or sort of helpers. They help to hold the space. They themselves are on the medicine, and their job is to look after everyone and kind of walk them through the process when it gets especially difficult. And a lot of their methods and tools are very strange, especially when you're coming from a Western background, and you kind of think, that's bullshit. But when you are kind of lying there and you're and you're going through the worst of it, and you think you're going to die, and they come over, you couldn't possibly be more thankful when they start doing all this weird shamanistic stuff. Yeah. It really does pull you out of the tailspin.
Cool. And do you have any expectations or any kind of anxiousness going into our next ceremony later on today?
It sort of depends when you ask me. There'll be times in the day where I'll be figuratively shitting my pants. And then times like now where I feel like I'd be good to drink it right this second and then go into ceremony as we speak.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. We'll just let you guys know, this is our room that we've been doing the plant medicine in. As you can see, we've all got buckets and we've all got beds. It's quite nice in here. It's kind of cold sometimes, but then we just wrap up and the shamans turn off the air conditioning. Right here is where most of them sit, you know, and this is where we'll receive our plant medicine. These are the buckets that are really clean. They're our best friend. And when you throw up in there, you literally feel like it's alive depending on who you are and what you're throwing up. Some people here say it just looked like throw up. With me it was bees or snake rattles. It was just messed up. And I'm pretty sure I'm hallucinating now because that photo looked like it was moving. Yeah. We are live. So then we did our third ceremony yesterday, and it was a wild one,
to say the least.
What did you find yourself doing?
Well, found myself going a bit wild, yeah, but mostly doing the hard work and absolutely coming out the other side with everything I could have ever possibly wanted. It's completely blown me away.
And how do you feel today?
Strong, good, capable.
And what do you expect in this next ceremony coming up, the last one?
I don't know what to expect. I got everything I came here for, and tonight's ceremony is running straight into the morning.
Yeah. What time?
It's I'm struggling to remember now. It's sort of like it's definitely until sunrise, right?
On the paper it says till 8 o'clock in the morning.
8 o'clock.
But in the conference room they said till 6.
Ah.
Yeah. Because then the wedding starts.
So all the other ceremonies have been strictly lunar, all done in night and finished before.
Yeah.
You know, still while it's pitch black.
So your bracelet.
Yes.
Did you manage to do what it represented?
Get rid of the 6 things sort of holding me back. Was that the?
Yeah.
I believe that's how it was expressed. I believe so. Yeah.
Cool. At what point in the ceremonies did you get most of them done?
Well, first ceremony was a big breakthrough. The second ceremony was important, but nothing actually got achieved. It more or less just laid the groundwork for the third. And I'd say the third one was a big breakthrough where 60% of it kind of got done, the remaining 60%.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right then, well I'll see you later on tonight.
In ceremony, yeah.
What time does it start?
It starts at 7:30.
7:30, right then.
Yeah.
See you later.
Okay.
Okay. So, what happened during your third ceremony?
I actually didn't participate in the third ceremony.
Oh yeah. What was that?
I had I was all ready to go. I had the rapé, and I think that's what it's called, the tobacco they put up your nose. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, I instantly felt sick to my stomach, and my face was just burning. And I tried to hold it in for as long as I could. I tried to power through. I blew my nose like 10 times, and every time it was just coming out black. And my hands started to seize. I was just like sweating profusely. And I had to get up, and I went and laid down in the hammock, and I was really trying to power through. And I told Candy, I was like, I'm gonna go lay in the hammock, like I'm really not feeling good. She came out and checked on me a few times, and I was drinking water, I was pouring water on myself, and then Kat came out and we had a conversation, and she said, you know, I mean, my Tuesday night, the second experience was life-changing. It was the most amazing, profound, spiritual night I've ever had. It was, you know, it turned me from a skeptic into a believer, and I had my miracle. And she said, you know, if you feel like you got what you came here for and you're not cheating yourself, then you have to listen to yourself, listen to your body. And I was very excited to be in the ceremony that the women were leading, because Tuesday night I felt I had such a connection with the mother, and I thought about a lot of the women in my life, and yeah, this guy's coming in. I had an amazing experience on Tuesday. I was very excited for the women to lead the ceremony on Tuesday, and I just knew that it wasn't. I knew that last night wasn't the time for me, and I ended up going back to my room and putting a cold cloth on my head, and I actually called my mom, and my mom and I chatted on the phone for about 3 hours. So I still had my, you know, my connection with the feminine power, and it turned out to be my mom. So
Cool.
love you, Mom.
All right, awesome. And you'll be there tonight, though, right?
I'll be there tonight. Yeah,
Cool.
I don't know what dose of medicine I'm gonna take and how much. I'm just gonna go, and I'm really excited that Brad's gonna be there. Brad was my I refer to him now as my birth doctor, because he was the one that led me through my merger when my soul came back. And, it was unbelievable. I got to a point in the night where I thought I was gonna die, and I went up to him and I grabbed him by the arm, and I was like, I'm fucking freaking out, man. Like, I took too much. I thought you know, and he was like, no, you're all good. And he laid me down and did his work on me, and I had my eyes shut, and he got me to sit up, and I could tell that I was sitting, it was almost like a crop circle. It was these patterns of, like, the only way I can describe it is, you know, when you shine a light through a crystal, and the light prism that comes out, that's what was shining out. And my body was completely loose. I could barely hold myself up, and all of a sudden it was just energy and power. And I knew at that time that it had happened, and it was the most amazing experience of my life. And part of me feels like, well, I had such a great time on Tuesday. I don't want to spoil the moment. I don't want to take away from that, but I have to trust that tonight is going to go the way that it's meant to go. Just like last night, I was super excited for last night. I had this amazing experience on Tuesday, and Wednesday I was like, yeah, it's go time, good to go. And then it was, you know, she didn't want me there. She wanted me in my room talking to my mom, and so I just trust that she's gonna lead me where I need to be tonight. And you know,
Cool.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do the all-nighter, because I can't really pull all-nighters anymore. But
Yeah, this one's late.
yeah, I'll see what happens when it happens.
Cool, well, I'll see you there.
Sounds good, man.
Peace.